Good evening. We as Americans welcome all terminally ill patients. Doesn't that phrase sound nice? Removing the residency requirement in the approved states is the purpose of this speech today. In my last speech, I talked about Vermont being the only state to remove the residency requirement for the Death with Dignity Act. Today, I would like to talk about the benefits of all the states that have approved the Death with Dignity Act and what it would look like if they did remove the residency requirement. There are 10 states that currently legalize physician-assisted death. And out of those 10 states, there is only one that doesn't have that residency requirement. In the remaining 9 states, you must have proof that you're a resident in the state, meaning you have to live there. You have to obtain and show some sort of proof, like a driver's license, owning a home, being employed at some time, etc. But aren't all American citizens equal? We don't call ourselves Californians, we call ourselves Americans, right? So why should the states have different laws concerning our end-of-life care? The problem with the residency requirement is that due to that requirement, people are forced to relocate. They're forced to spend more money relocating and spend more time doing so. And on top of that, who wants to move around from state to state when you're dying from a terminal illness? I think you already have enough on your plate, right? And because of those reasons, people are choosing to end their lives in a horrible way, or they're just left to suffer because they have no other choice. It's time we actually think of a solution to this issue. I believe that all of the states that have the Death with Dignity Act legalized should follow in Virginia's footsteps by removing the residency requirements. There would essentially be no cost for the states to do so. The patients that have no options beforehand would actually be saving money. If you were to spend 6 months forced to live with your terminal illness, you end up paying for pain medication to try and ease your suffering. You may need a live-in caretaker. You might not have family that can take care of you, which means you're going to end up having to pay for hospice. According to care.com, for a 40-hour week of hospice, that can start at over $900. That's more than $3,000 for 1 month excuse me, of care, not even counting all of the medications or anything else you may need. All of those add up and are in the thousands of dollars range. According to the U.S. News article, a lethal dose of the medication, known by its brand name, Senecal, often costs around an average of $4,000. It could be even less, which is substantially less than the other options that people currently have available. That sounds like a huge difference for the patients financially. I would just like for all of you to think about what you would want your loved ones to experience if they were dealing with a life-threatening illness. How easy would you want that process to be? So with that being said, I would like to conclude this speech just by reiterating the benefits that are not only financial, but all of the other burdens that could be relieved. It eliminates just by removing the residency requirement in the approved states. Thank you very much. Also, I just want to say I have a sinus infection and it's really hard for me to read continuously or talk continuously. So thank you guys, if that was rough, for bearing with me.